with those, first two fights that were supposed to happen, the cancellations, Jake Paul put a lot of blame on you that you pulled out, that you canceled, accusing you of being afraid or not actually wanting the fight. How much did that criticism kind of bother you, or do you think that was unfair criticism? And how much do you kind of want to put that to bed? I guess this time around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was making out to all of his, people on social media that I was running scared, that I was this and I was that. But the reasons the fight didn't go ahead before was genuine reasons. Denied access into the country, the time just gone. Time before that, a broken rib. What do you expect me to do? And I said it to him when I've seen him face to face. I said, you had two very lucky escapes of this fight, and you should have took them because you don't know what you're in for. And come February 26th, he's going to wish that he never even looked in my direction, because all this hype train that everyone's putting him on, it will be ended in a few short weeks. I guarantee you that.
With all that hype and all that promotion, all that back and forth, and all those insults that he throws, is that something that you enjoy? The trash talk, the back and forth, or would you almost rather stay above that, or is it part of the game? Do you enjoy doing this with Jake? Being a dance partner with him, going back and forth with him, doing all this, or would you rather not be part of the build up?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the trash talk. I love the the promotional side of the game, selling fights. It's amazing. It's the job we're in the entertainment business. But I feel like Jake, because he's not a legitimate professional. He isn't a professional. The stuff that he comes out with sometimes are just stupid, laughable, and that really shows his immaturity in the game and his inexperience of the game. At the end of the day, it's amazing being involved in such a massive event. And yeah, I love the outside of it. I love the promotional work, but I love the fighting more, and you're going to see that on fight night.
I think I saw when you guys did meet in the ring, just for that little face-off. You kind of said this has been going on way too long. It does seem like this back and forth has been going on for a while. How genuine is the resentment between you and him, or the dislike between you and him, and where did that start? Where did that kind of spark out of?
I mean, at the end of the day, coming from me speaking, this is just business for me. It's business. The man is what he is. He's a clown. He's an idiot. He says some stupid shit, and that's it. That's as good as it gets with Jake Paul. You know what you're dealing with. You're just dealing with an idiot. There's nothing he can say or do to get underneath my skin. He's just another opponent and another fight to me. And someone who's getting knocked out. He's in the opposite corner, and I've got to get him out of the way. And that's it. I don't see it as any more or anything less. He can value this fight as whatever it is, but for me, it's a stepping stone in my career, in my professional career, I might add, on the way to titles. And, I'm not getting involved with all the bullshit back and forth. He is what he is. Come fight night, he will shut up, because all those insults in his mouth, it can't save him from what's happening to him. And he's going to get knocked out on fight night.
With those insults, do you think he's almost taking it to a personal level, where it's it exceeds that normal back and forth between boxers, and it kind of he's talked about your family, he's talked about a bunch of different things. Do you think it's kind of crossed the line, or crossed that line into
if he wants it to have crossed the line? I mean, for me, not really, because like I said, nothing that he can say or do can bother me. A few insults of Jake Paul, that isn't going to make any difference to me, believe you that. I've been in the public eye now for a while, since 2019, and I've had a lot of insults, far worse than what Jake Paul said. I've had a lot of things thrown at me, and sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me, and that's what it is. No one can get inside my mind, because my mind is absolutely bulletproof. You can't get in there. I know the job that I have to do in 3 weeks, and I'm going to get in there and do it. That's it. And no mind games or insults are going to get in the way of me doing that.
I know you're confident in a knockout, within the first 4 rounds. But what is he inside the ring? From your research and watching him, has he improved since he started getting in the boxing game? Is he way out of his league in trying to be a boxer? Is there any threat that he actually does pose? Who is he inside the ring that you're probably prepared to face him now 3 times, so you've gotten a good look at watching his fights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what is he to me? He's just a body in there. He's a very stiff man, no head movement, very, very, very slow feet. Bad boxing brain, can't fight going back, struggles to come forward. He's got some sort of an overhand right hand, and that's it. If you strip him down, he's absolutely nothing. Yeah, I've trained for Jake Paul, but I've also trained, just to get 100 times better. Like, because at the end of the day, if I'm training for Jake Paul, I'm going to go down a level. I can't go down to his level because I'm going to look stupid myself. I'm keeping up my level, which is 100 times higher than his. I'm a quality fighter. I can box on the back foot. I've got good footwork. I'm very evasive, and I've just got a lot more in the locker than him, and I can't wait to showcase it.
You just mentioned it. Yourself being at a much higher level, at least in the sport, than him. Um, you're obviously going to be the first professional boxer that he faces. Do you enjoy that, or look forward to that, almost being the one to give him that reality check and kind of welcome into boxing and kind of almost tell him that, this isn't an influencer thing. This is a sport. This is boxing. This isn't YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, how lucky am I to be the first man to get the shot of shutting this man up, and getting him out of professional boxing. I don't have a problem with him fighting other YouTubers and KSI and whatnot, because that's his level, that's his barra, that's all he's going to get to. A mega fight with KSI, win, lose, or draw. I think he's still going to fight KSI because that's just influencer boxing. But I'm going to be the first man that he really steps up to the plate against, and I'm going to knock him out seriously. And he won't box other fighters again. And I'm thankful and blessed by God to get the opportunity. And I'm just happy that I've got it. It's weeks away. It's within touching distance, and there's nothing he can do or say to prevent the outcome of what's going to happen to him. And I think, he can take a lot of men. When me and him came face to face in the ring, he could barely look at me. We've never seen Jake Paul like that before. He's always the loudmouth talking this, that. He couldn't look at me. He was very shaken, and I see time and time again when I can look in somebody's eyes. I grew up around fighters all my life. I've fought hundreds of different fighters, over the years I've been doing this, and I looked into his eyes, and he is not a fighting man. He hasn't got what it takes. He thinks this is all a game, a little dance, like, social media, this and that. It's not. It really isn't. We're in the hurt business, and as soon as that bell goes on the night, I'm looking to hurt him and doing damage and get him out of there. But he'll soon realise that you can't play boxing, and he will realise that.
In terms of, both of your followings, this isn't a title fight, but it's probably one of the biggest fights in boxing, this year in terms of, hype and anticipation and fans tuning in. What does that say about both of your, or especially your, just your following and your influence that, relatively early in your career before you've climbed to the top of the division and stuff like that, you're already creating some of these biggest fights in boxing and already kind of proving that you have that pay-per-view following and that superstar following and that people are interested in watching you as a headliner.
Yeah, definitely. It's absolutely amazing. I'm thankful to everybody that's tuning in. I'm thankful to everybody who supports me every single day. Big love to you guys, because without the fans, we're just boxers fighting an empty hall. It's all about the fans. We want to try and give them what we can. And that's what we're doing with this fight. Everyone's anticipating it. Everyone's excited for it. And we're going to put a great show on for the fans. But to be in this predicament so early on in my career, it's absolutely amazing. Like I say, it's a blessing by God. God's with me all the way. And that's it. I'm absolutely so lucky to be in the position that I am already in my career. And this is just going to elevate me to that next level.
I know you probably don't view him as the best, the most talented fighter that you've faced, but do you look at this as the biggest fight you've had, or maybe the most important fight that you've had so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the biggest event that I've ever had so far. I've boxed in America, I've boxed at Wembley, I've boxed in Dubai, and chief support to Floyd Mayweather. I've done some good things already in my career, but it's the biggest event so far. I believe I've had sterner challenges in my career already, but at the end of the day, nonetheless, I've treated it like I'm going in there and fighting for the undisputed light heavyweight title. I've trained so hard for this. I've not overlooked anything. I've ticked every single box, so I am just ready to go out there and showcase everything what I've got. And people are definitely going to stand up after this and think, "Wow, like Tommy Fury is definitely capable of going all the way." And all these so-called legends of the sport, former professional champions, all going against me. There's a lot of jealousy out there, and a lot of people are going to have egg on their faces at the end of this fight night. Believe that.
Along with that, legacy and a lot of legends looking at you and stuff like that. How much do you kind of want to create your own legacy as a boxer, or how much do you want to kind of continue Tyson's legacy inside the ring? How much do you kind of want to create your own path, your own name, not your own name, but your own story almost, and or are you kind of looking at it as, you kind of want to, he built it and now it's your turn to kind of pick up the mantle and take the next step?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very important for me because I do want to leave a legacy in boxing when I'm gone because I've trained so hard to be able to do that. I've sacrificed so much to be in the position that I am already. And at the end of the day, after this fight's all said and done, I'm not going to get any credit for this. I'll be a YouTuber. I was expected to do it. I'm a professional boxer. So I don't really look at this fight too much in terms of anything like that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, with Fury's at the end of the day, I'm not looking to try and fulfill, what Tyson's done or step in Tyson's shoes because Tyson's his own man. And there's only ever going to be one Tyson Fury. I just want to be the best version of Tommy Fury that I can be. And wherever that gets me to, it gets me to, because at the end of the day, when I retire from the sport, I'll look back and I'll know I'll have done everything in my own power to get where I've got. So wherever I am and ended up at, I'll be happy with, because I've done everything in my power and I couldn't have done any more. But I know, with the skill I've got, with the ability that I've got, it'll take me a very, very long way.
Just one last question. I guess, from what we've seen so far in your career, what haven't we been able to see from you inside the ring? Whether, from you not being challenged enough, or, what haven't we been able to see that you're still either excited to show, or, just how much Tommy Fury, do you still have to show fans?
I'll be honest, people in boxing, fans, they haven't even seen 10% of me. I'll be truly honest. I feel like I need, a big event, like a big fight, to really bring the best out of me, and that's exactly what I've got here. I might not have the best opponent, but because it's a big event and like a lot of eyes on it, I will rise up to the moment and I will show everybody what I've got. I really, I'm grinding my teeth. I'm not excited. I can't stop smiling because it's only a few weeks away, and I just know that everybody's perception of my fighting ability is going to change after this night, because it's what it is. It's a big event. It's a big fight. Everybody's anticipating it. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be dancing around the ring. I'm going to be taking his brains out with whatever shot I decide to. I'll be hitting him from absolutely everywhere. It will honestly be, it'll be a showcase. Honestly, it really will.